When you look at those, just as a reminder that with tonight and sunset on the way, look at it. You still see some icy conditions along the sides of these freeways and city streets, and especially the overpasses. So as we go into tonight, definitely slow it down. Now, looking at the live weather site here at Kamc, the temperatures actually dropped a degree, 26, dew point 23 degrees. So we are very moist, and that's why I'm concerned with this mainly going to be a freezing drizzle, maybe a freezing fog event, and then a light snow event later on. So temperatures well below freezing, and the dew points are very high. That's why we have the clouds across the South Plains inhibiting the warm-up. We call that warm, moist air going on top of this cold front that moved through yesterday. Now, here are the latest. Again, on our map, this is your winter weather advisory from Littlefield to Dimmitt east in the eastern portion of the South Plains. You know, Paducah and Dickens and eastern South Plains still have several inches of snow on the ground after yesterday. And they have issued a freezing fog advisory for Gaines and Lee County and southwestern portions of our region. So Ashley, it's going to be a night where, are you going to get up in the morning and have several inches of snow in the Lubbock area? No, but we're going to get that black ice thing again. So please, tonight, slow down. Don't break hard. We'll give more details on the weather here in just a few minutes.
Ron, thanks. The former Lubbock police officer accused of molesting his two children sentenced today to 15 years in prison. 35-year-old Jason Hignite pleaded guilty this morning to charges of sexual assault to a child. Now, back in 2011, Hignite's adopted daughters, who were 12 and 16 at the time, walked into the police station and told officers their father was inappropriately touching and having sex with them. Court documents also reveal another woman came forward saying Hignite raped her twice when she was 18 years old in 2007.
It's extremely disappointing when you have an officer that commits a crime. Based on the facts that we had seen, I think it was more in the range of 2 to 20 is what this charge was. And so for him pleading to 15, I think it was substantial, and I think it was a very just verdict.
Hignite will be eligible for parole in 7.5 years. We now have the 911 tapes and surveillance video from this weekend's Dairy Queen robbery that sent 2 employees to the hospital. Just a warning now, this video is very graphic. Police say the suspect first attacked employee Jesse Rios, who was taking out the trash. The suspect then ran inside and assaulted this employee, Mary Cazares, even though she handed over money from the safe without a fight. Rios is still in critical condition at University Medical Center. Police are asking anyone with information to call Crime Line at 741-1000. There is a $1,000 reward for information leading to the prosecution of this suspect. Prostitution, it's one of the largest and fastest growing criminal industries in the country, and Lubbock police say the South Plains is no exception. And thanks to the internet, prostitution has become far more widespread and much more accessible. Websites like Backpage.com list hundreds of ads for escorts, rub-downs, and other questionable adult services. So just how easy is it to hire someone through cyber solicitation? And what are police doing to crack down? We'll show you tonight at 10. The Texas Department of Safety wants your input on the outer loop decision. They're hosting a public meeting Tuesday night to discuss and get input from the community on the proposed second loop. It would potentially connect US 84 northwest of Lubbock to US 84 southeast of Lubbock. The open house is from 5:30 to 7 tomorrow night at the Lubbock Cooper Performing Arts Center. Some shuffling of districts within the UIL's new guidelines. Every 2 years, UIL realigns districts. For the first time in UIL history, there is a Class 6A. Monterey, Coronado, Friendship are part of District 2-6A. Lubbock High moves into District 4-5A with Lubbock Cooper and Plainview, and Estacado is in the new District 1-4A with Levelland, Seminole, Borger, and Pampa. For a full list of all the new districts, go to our website, everythinglubbock.com. Xcel Energy customers can expect to spend a little less money this month. You should see a credit on your February residential bill. On average, it'll be somewhere around $8, depending on your household use. The credit is a result of a transmission line and substation sale Xcel made last year. Some of you may know today, February 3rd, as the day music died. On this day back in 1959, rock and roll legends Buddy Holly, Richie Valens and JP the Big Bopper Richardson were killed when their small plane crashed in Mason City, Iowa. The singers were on a winter tour through the Midwest. All three men were very young. Lubbock's own Buddy Holly was just 22. Valentine's Day, it's coming up, and there will be plenty of wine and chocolate to go around. But if you can't wait until the 14th, you can head out to Lubbock's Llano Estacado. Kamc's Christian Henson explains.
It's actually the longest running wine and chocolate event in the state of Texas.
For 17 years, Llano Estacado has held the Wine and Chocolate Fantasia, combining two irresistible items that tasting arranger Mike Laughlin says will satisfy every appetite.
For $50, you get unlimited wine. You get as much chocolate as you can handle. Many of the chefs bring out anywhere between 200 and 300 samples from anything covering chocolate-covered bacon. We had jalapenos and white chocolate last year. And so it's a ton of fun.
Chefs, professionals, and amateurs create giant chocolate creations that 3 judges award points to get gold, silver, or bronze.
We also have some prizes like Best in Show, Creation to Imagination, which is like some years where we don't have themes like this year, the artists just come out and create whatever they want.
The event began when a group of chefs saw a friend diagnosed with Parkinson's and decided to hold a benefit.
They kind of started this with the Chefs Association, not only as a fun way to see local chefs create fantastic creations in chocolate, but also just to benefit him, and then gradually it became to where we're benefiting all of the local people suffering from Parkinson's.
There will also be a silent auction, and all the proceeds go to charity.
100% of the proceeds go to the local Parkinson's chapter, and basically they use it towards research, funding, whatever they need the money for.
All right, let's talk some weather now. It's pretty cold out there and snowing, and it looks like it's going to stay around, huh?
Well, get the big jackets. Where are yours? I mean, you're in a short sleeve.
This isn't short sleeve. It's like 3/4.
All right, whatever. Let's get to it, folks. And again, top of the tower Skycam, the Bob Mills Skycam network shows visibilities are not good. This is our Skycam that's way up there into the clouds, the fog, and the drizzle. And winter weather advisories, as we've been showing you on our weather bug throughout this afternoon, still shows the northern South Plains. And winter weather advisories, including the city of Plainview, Littlefield, and areas to the north. Freezing fog advisory for Seminole in the southwest South Plains. For us tonight, the temp will not move much, basically staying in the middle 20s all the way into tomorrow morning's 23, and a chance again of some freezing drizzle, and tomorrow a chance of freezing drizzle, light rain, and snow. Well, wintry mix, folks. Back with the details after this break.
You're watching Ashley Hinson and Storm Team Weather with Chief Meteorologist Ron Roberts. This is KMAX News at 5 in high definition.
Here at the tasting, we sell about 36 to 39 different wines. Everything from a dry Sauvignon Blanc to Viva Rosso, like a sparkling flesh wine. We also have some Sangiovese, we have Cabernet Sauvignon, pretty much anything that anyone would want to drink, we have it.
That sounds so delicious. Now tell me about your tours.
Well, we actually are open 7 days a week, so we do complimentary tours and complimentary tastings Monday through Saturday from 10 to 5 and Sundays from 12 to 5. So anytime anybody wants to stop by, we are open.
Mike, do you have any upcoming events here at Llano?
We do actually. This Saturday we have the 17th annual Chocolate and Wine Fantasia, and it is essentially proceeds benefiting the West Texas Parkinsonian Society as well as a local chef's chapter. It's unlimited chocolate and complimentary wines by the glass. It's 2 hours from 6:30 to 8:30. Now tickets are limited, and if anybody would like to get access to those, all they can do is call us up here at the tasting room.
You sold me on chocolate. Now, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Do you have any special wine you're making for Valentine's Day?
Well, we make special wine year-round, but we do have some wines that are a little bit more Valentine's Day themed. We have our Viva Rosso, which is incredibly popular. We have a brand new red Moscato that just came out. Very attractive, pretty bottles. In addition, we have some Valentine's Day baskets, and we can usually get those made up in about a day or two for husbands looking for last-minute gifts.
Husbands, do you hear that? Now, Mike, you said that there is special wines produced year-round. What is the customer favorite?
Definitely right now, our Viva Rosso is incredibly popular. It's the sparkling blush I was talking about. We're seeing a lot of people also love our Raider Sangiovese, of course, Go Tap. We
ideal spot. I know, that is
so exciting. This is two of my favorite things. All right. Now, the winery is located at 3426 Farm Market, 1585 in Slayton.
Yes, and the best part about it, he was talking about the wine and chocolate. Well, we've got 4 tickets. We're giving away 2 pair of cords. We'll post them on our Facebook page. It is this Saturday from 6:30 to 8:30. Make sure that you share and post the picture everywhere because you'll want to go to this. I'll tell you 2 people that will be at this event. So excited.
All right. Well, coming up next, Professor Dr. Carlos Hill is here to fill us in on Texas Tech's Black History Month lecture series.
Now from the Kamc Storm Team Weather Lab, here's Chief Meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Good afternoon, everybody. Let's get in the weather lab. We know it's cloudy, we know it's cold, but what's coming our way, and this is what we can see by using satellite imagery. Thanks to those satellites, geostationary satellites that are just sitting on top of the United States, watching us closely. And then you have radar returns. We're using radar returns, of course, out of Clovis, Albuquerque, Phoenix, and you can see that there's obviously some lift off to the west of us. And what's really interesting is that the weather event on Saturday night, we had thunder snow, which is why folks east of Post and Spur and Paducah had snow accumulations well over 5 to 8 inches. Well, this is not the same type of event, but you can see the approaching wave as it moves toward West Texas. This one early on in the week, last week, the models were a little bit more bullish with it. Now it's lifting to the north, and that's exactly what's happening. Now the trend is that the systems are not going to be as far south, but this one looks like it's going to scrape the South Plains as the evening goes along. And because of the approaching system, you see the visibility reduction. I mean, it's just cloudy, foggy, beginning to get that fog. And look, here's the deal. Fog, temperature below freezing, then you literally have freezing fog on your windshield, but it's not just on your windshield, it is on the area highways, the overpasses, the big flyovers here in the Metro Olympic area, so drive very safely. Live and local, the numbers across the region. Seminole, freezing fog advisory in Gaines County at 30 degrees, 27 at 82nd and Quaker. Look at that dew point at 24. So the humidities are very high. Plainview at 31. Over at 28. It's a little warmer in Plainview. They received less snow this time than Lubbock did. And Abernathy at 27 over 24. That wind speed from the southeast at around 6 miles per hour. We have the moisture. We have the clouds. Forecast models say this, that by 3 o'clock, you're going to see, and this is Lubbock, notice light, wintry mix, light snow, but the heavier bands to the north of us. And the winter weather advisories for the northern South Plains, I totally agree with that. I think we could have, you know, in some locations, isolated 4-inch snows. Generally speaking, a 1 to 3 inch snow band or snow wintry mix. And the Lubbock area will just get just a bit of a glaze of that. All that moves to the east of us by Wednesday, but clouds don't really go away much. And they hang around because there are going to be a series of fronts and weather systems to move our way this week. Now, the models and the accumulation, again, notice Lubbock 0. But by later tonight, the models are, or tomorrow night, the models are saying almost 5 inches of snow up in Amarillo. So obviously the Panhandle is going to be the one that gets this one. Winter storm watches are probably going to be changed over to winter storm warnings for parts of Oklahoma. That's where the big winter weather event's going to be this time. Otherwise, for the region, let's take a look at this. Temperatures will continue to be quite cold. Long-range forecast models all the way into Tuesday of next week, or rather this is Tuesday this week, but all the way into next week. Look at Wednesday, Thursday. The models keep bringing these light precipitation events and eventually try to bring into Lubbock by about Saturday for the week on this model of about 1 inch of snow. You know, we'll see about that. Numbers tonight, again, will not move much because of the high dew points. Lubbock staying about where it is. Dew points in the 20s all over the region. So it's cold, but it's not what I would say frigid. It's cold enough, though, to make it a very icy start. So, again, a 20% chance of a wintry mix. Watch bridges, overpasses as temperatures hit the lower 20s for a low. We may adjust that down if we see the dew points begin to drop a bit. For tomorrow, well, the event will be over. It'll move through and break through our area about noon. So we'll get a mixture after the light precip in the morning of some sun and clouds and a southwest breeze. So a brief warm up to the upper 40s, but it ends. And it ends in a big way. Look at Wednesday. A 20% chance of light snow on Wednesday night through Thursday morning at 29 and 24. By the way, those are high temperatures. Friday back to a very balmy 39, 38, 41. Periods of light snow. We don't even get near average till Monday of next week. Even though Prairie Dog Pete had snow on its little tiny head Saturday morning, still doesn't mean that we're not going to have a couple of weeks left of winter, and it certainly looks like actually that is going to be the trend for us.
It does, as long as there's some precipitation in with it too. We always need it.
The truth is, yes. I mean, it was nice to actually have mud around my house today.
Yeah. The trees need it, and so does the
They
grass.
do. They
Okay,
do.
Ron, thank you. Coming up in today's HealthCast, what a new study says about shy children, their speaking skills, and how their parents can help.
One husband, 4 wives, 17 children, and a big win that could change the definition of family.
Thousands of people living plural marriage in Utah now are free.
The landmark case this week on World News with Diane Sawyer on ABC.
Welcome back. We're talking about being heart healthy. Anna Bollinger is here, your registered dietitian at UMC. If you don't know her by now, then you must not have been watching the show. She's here with us every single Monday, and we love it. And I love salmon. It's called
All the single ladies, now put your hands up, up in the club, just broke up. I'm doing my own little thing. You decided to dip, and now you want to trip, 'cause another brother noticed me. I'm up on him, he up on me, don't pay him any attention. Just crying my tears, getting 3 good years.
And it kind of looks harder than it is. It looks beautiful. But a nice romantic dinner, a heart-healthy dinner. So, yes. So what we have here is our salmon, and that's about a 3-ounce salmon. Okay. Usually we like to say keep your meats around about the size of a deck of cards. Okay. And that will be about 3 ounces. So we're going to take our salmon, and then we're just going to add a little bit of lemon, salt, pepper, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil to really keep the moisture in. And let's see here, throw a piece of rosemary on top. So simple. All you do is wrap it up in the foil, wrap up all your ingredients in the foil, and then we're going to bake those all together. Oh, wow. Yes. So if you would like, kind of what I did here, if you would like kind of a one meal in
The latest health news and medical breakthroughs. This is Kamc HealthCast.
In health news today, the number of children taking antibiotics has declined over the past decade, but a new study finds the rate of decline is now leveling off. Doctors are more likely to prescribe antibiotics for kids under the age of 2. Respiratory tract infections account for over 75% of all antibiotics for children under 12. Shy children tend to speak less, but it's not because they have trouble with language skills. A study in the journal Child's Development finds shy children understand what's being said to them just as well as their peers, but they're inhibited or reluctant to respond. Researchers recommend parents of shy children encourage social interaction to help their kids develop speaking skills. And finally, taking vitamin C and E supplements may have a downside for athletes. A study in Norway finds high dosages may interfere with endurance training by disrupting cellular changes in the muscles. Researchers say dosages of less than 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C should be okay, or less than 540 milligrams of vitamin E. And that's your health news on this Monday. I'm Allison Morrison.
Coming up in our entertainment report, we'll have the very latest on the investigation into the death of Philip Seymour Hoffman, what police say killed the 46-year-old actor. That's next.
Kamc News at 5 in high definition continues.
A heroin overdose is said to be the cause of death for Oscar winner Philip Seymour Hoffman. That tops today's People in the News. He was found dead yesterday afternoon in his New York apartment. Police say they found evidence of drug abuse, including a syringe still in Hoffman's arm. Just last year, Hoffman checked himself into rehab for a heroin addiction. He had been clean for 23 years before having a relapse. Hoffman's movies include Charlie Wilson's War, Ides of March, and Almost Famous. Hoffman was 46. Woody Allen says allegations he sexually abused his adopted daughter are untrue and disgraceful. Dylan Farrow wrote an op-ed in the New York Times detailing the years of abuse at the hand of her famous adopted dad. She accused him of sexually assaulting her in 1992 when she was 7 years old. Allen was first accused of molesting Dylan back in 1992 by ex-partner actress Mia Farrow. He denied the allegations then as well. If you just can't get enough Beyonce, go to Rutgers University. You can actually take a course there called Politicizing Beyonce. The instructor told the campus newspaper that the class is a way to look at race, gender, and sexual politics through Beyonce's career. Not to be outdone, Georgetown University has a class on her hubby, Jay-Z. We'll be right back.
When you look at this map, obviously the wind and weather advisory just north of Lubbock, but I've got it pulled out just so that you can see that we have wind and weather advisories, winter storm warnings, all the way into the Panhandle, northeast New Mexico, Oklahoma, Kansas, major weather event, and we're going to get just a little dusting of it.
Okay, Ron, thank you. That's our time. ABC World News with Diane Sawyer's next. We'll see you back here at 6.